Hi there, welcome back. I just wanted to do an update video on where I am at with my Pokemon journey, my PokeMMO journey. It's been a little while since, and yeah, I thought it'd just be good to do an update. So if we look here, my hours have roughly doubled since the last video, and yeah, I just wanted to do a catch up. I'm going to probably call this like mid-game part 1. Because I'm definitely still in that kind of mid-gamey kind of vibe at the moment. But yeah, so if we look over here, one of my goals was to complete the decks essentially, and my OTs are at the max I can get it. Obviously, legendaries pending. Still kind of waiting on those to come around. But yeah. That's where I am on that. Another part is the investment side of it. So if I flip over to here, my previous goal was to, there we go, skipped ahead a little bit. So complete decks, that one's all done. Have 50 mil invested. So if I go back over to here, so these are my current holdings. Anything that's kind of worth investing is up there. So all of that's currently worth roughly 14.5 mil. This was all, I literally just checked the current price as it is now. I've not been tracking every single price of what I bought it at. I didn't do that, so I don't know how much it's increased or decreased in amount. But yeah, so this is how much I've got of each item, and then so yeah, half my holding is just in golden anniversary chests. Picked a few of those up during the last couple of events, since people are selling off and that sort of thing. Having 5 mil in cash, I have broken 5 mil cash before, 5-6 mil, but using that to then just reinvest, so that's kind of a floating up and down. My other goals have been things like dabbling in lepers. Now that one's probably not going to be something that I'm as interested in. I think the time that you have to put into it versus the amount that you get out of it isn't really going to be worth it for me, with having obviously a full-time job and this just being something I do on the side. But things like learning gym reruns, and I'll just put a little aside here. Actually, I'll put it underneath. Learning the trainer rerun. So I have completed both these. I built the teams, especially the gym leader rerun team myself. If I can go back over here and go in, so I've got my gym rerun team and my trainer rerun team and my gym rerun team set up. Obviously, there've been some changes that could potentially be in there, but yeah, that's one of those that I'm quite happy that that's something that I got around to doing. Getting more shinies. Now there was a little hint to that. Obviously I've got my current prized possession behind me, this Litwick. Managed to get this guy, and I've also picked up an additional shiny whilst looking for Zapdos actually, and it is Sandshrew. This little guy here. Random encounter, singles, got extremely lucky. 31 speed as well, really happy with that. Rash, could be better, but hey ho, we take it. But yeah, the Litwick's still kind of, I'm a big fan of utility mons, and then having him being shiny is, yeah, I'm really happy with that, having the flame body on him and everything. Now if I can go into here, you can actually see here, my first shiny was 12k under odds, my second shiny was also under odds, and my third shiny was very, very under odds. So yeah, I've been quite fortunate with that as of late. They're just kind of sitting in there. Another thing I want to mention, so I'm trying to collect the legendaries, add that to my running tally at the moment. Managed to get the Suicune raid, and then I've got the Raikou and Articuno. Obviously still hunting for those at the moment. I'm currently like well, 7k encounters so far, but a lot of these have been tentacles for leveling Pokemon. What else have we got in here? I've got the raid catching mons. It would normally be kind of that, and then if I needed surf and whatever, that would be what that last place was for. Got cut on these and all that kind of thing. So I've got my raid catching team, which I've been using to generate quite a bit of money. One thing also that I have been working towards, if I go into here, Absol's new, but just whenever I've got the money all the time or I'm waiting for something to do, kind of breed in all of these, hoping to get a rare. I've also been kind of a little bit more conscious about the IVs of the Pokemon, so if I can look into these, the base stat total 150 all the way down, base stat total at 124, so I have been breeding them with relatively higher IV Pokemon, because obviously it'd be nice to have a nice statted Pokemon if it were to ever hatch. Obviously odds are very low, but you never know. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been going on in there. Yeah, a big push recently has been completing this dex. It did take me quite a lot of time. Annoyingly, I have encountered and then lost to it. It was really early on in my journey that happened. Yeah, finished that off. Another part, if I can come over to here. So here are a few of the images that I caught. One thing, the Articuno and the Raikou, if you can see over here, I caught within like 6 encounters of each other, which I thought was just crazy. I've also recently had my first shiny flip, that being bought for 1.1, sold for 1.6. So I also 1.625 because then I made exactly $500,000 in that one trade, which I was ecstatic about when that finally came. And then obviously I've got the Litwick and the Sandshrew, both happening within the last 100 hours or so. The Sandshrew actually happening quite recently. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update video as to kind of where I am in all of this, and that I'm still going on. One thing I did want to mention, obviously it's been event season recently. I do have a life family to spend time with, so I've not been able to be super involved in it. I did obviously get that Suicune, but I've not been doing all of the raids for the Jirachi and the Darkrai and so on. But I also don't think that I'm kind of at a point in my game's life where those are a little bit more late gamey stages of this game. Oh, another sale, that's nice. But yeah, I feel like they're late game stage tasks. It took me quite a long time to prepare this raid team of the Ferrothorn, Lapras, Jinx, Murkrow. I think it was this Sableye that I did use, and then the fodder. That took me quite a lot of time and money to kind of get correct IVs and natures and move sets and level them all up. That in of itself took me a while. I wasn't able to put too much time into this event, but gave it my best. Got the Suicune because yeah, I thought that'd be something that was a minimal time investment versus the output versus having to build individual teams per each of the raids and go around and collect the Pokemon for that. So that's where I was for that. So for me personally, I've not spent too much time in these past kind of event seasons, especially as much as I would have liked to, but I've made my peace with it. Now, saying all of that, if I wasn't playing during times where people gain a lot of money, one of the ways that I have been gaining money is flipping. I've got a few presets set up, but this one, 2x31 flip, has kind of been my go-to for how I've been flipping. Just whilst doing my trainer rerun, just refreshing this page, and then if I see something that I know is undervalued or what have you, kind of purchasing that and then selling it at the higher price, obviously doing the flip. Now, one thing that I am looking at here is that these are currently really cheap, these Dittos. Yeah, the market's been kind of just getting slaughtered when you get into, well, obviously their attack and special attack, but when people are selling 2x31 Dittos for 17k, it is just, yeah, you know, we're in a bit of a a troubling time for this kind of method, especially with me myself doing this. But I tend not to buy these style 2x31s. It's when people are underselling 2x31s of like attack and speed or attack and HP, anything like that, buying that and then selling that on. Yeah, that's been kind of my main source of money. Doing that whilst doing the trainer rerun as well has allowed me to kind of turn a bit more of a profit in that time, so that I can kind of min-max the time. So just wanted to I broke down just in 1 hour of flipping. There's obviously the second hour where I didn't get as many sales, but in this one kind of reflected a little bit more of what my average was. I ended up taking a profit of an additional $250,000 in that 1 hour of doing it, and this was all at the exact same time as doing a trainer rerun. So that trainer rerun getting me 150k, 200k, whatever it may be. Having an extra $250,000 on top. These were the kind of Pokemon that I was getting. Obviously, the big money items tended to actually be when people were underselling their alphas. But yeah, profits based. Yeah, the alphas, like a 30k profit just on that is crazy. So yeah, that's how I was kind of making that money in between. Currently sat at 1 mil. I'm probably gonna kind of take a pause on the investing at the moment. I mean, there's only one of those, so who knows. But yeah, there's my kind of update video at the moment. That's where I'm at. I have also been spending a little bit of time kind of when I'm sat at the couch building up alt accounts. Currently got one that's like right early on. It's only at like the 8th gym completed in Kanto at the moment, not done a league or anything, but I think slowly building up those alt accounts in the background, not burning myself out running through them, is kind of my goal that I'm going to do, because obviously when a Ditto raid comes through, that's 80k per account that you've got minimum, that could be getting you, and I think that's worth that kind of slow time if I've not really got anything on, rather than scrolling through social media. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to try and build up, and it might help me in the future. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any tips for me that you think might be helpful, I'll leave you off with one little secret tip that I've slowly picked up. I didn't realise this whatsoever at the time, but when doing things like flipping, you can just press spacebar to refresh so that you can hover over the buy. There's a last minute tip. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, Happy New Year, and thank you very much. Bye.